This weekend, July 18th, we got Kamaru Usman taking on Dracus in Oklahoma City. If you are new to the channel, this is my pretty much first video. I've dropped some content in the past, but I'm about to get really active on here. So make sure to like and subscribe. Give me an algorithm. I'll be posting it pretty frequently. So make sure to tap in. But anyways, so this fight, I think everybody's getting this fight wrong. I think people think Usman is way more washed than, don't get me wrong, he is out of his prime. But Usman is going to win this fight, and I'll explain to you guys why everyone is sleeping and kind of underrating Usman. I don't think Dricus is overrated. I just think Kamaru Usman has been counted out for far too long for no reason. We got the knee jokes, we got everything like that, but I think he's going to get it done. When you look at it, so I'll save the prediction. But let's get to the bottom of the card. UFC unfortunately doesn't have fighter pictures, which is not great. I don't understand why that keeps happening. They have a lot of money to get this done, but I'm pretty sure they just sign people on short notice for these prelims, and they don't care to update it. So because of that, we are going to come over to Tapology, where we can actually have a more in-depth website instead of the UFC website, who is in charge of this promotion. But and I'm not going to spend too much time on this section. We got, I think, about 12 fights. And I'm sure, hey, you guys are both respectable fighters, Damian and Ezra, but that's not what we're here for. This is their first fight in the UFC. So I did dive a little bit into these guys. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a hardcore Damian Anderson fan or Ezra Elliott. But just from what I've seen, it looks like Ezra Elliott is going to come out on top on this fight. If you look at his record, pretty good prospect. Like, he's pretty known in the USA. I did some research on him. He trains with good coaches. John Crouch, this guy, other coach, Tim Welch, like, this dude's actually, in the mix in the sport. So just that alone, I think, is going to be enough to win his UFC debut. If you look at it, it looks like he is finishing fights from just about everything, mainly submissions. But come over to Damian Anderson. Again, both of these guys are new. Find out of Dallas. Shout out to D. Used to live there, so we'll love to see the hometown guy win. But unfortunately, if you come into his record, it's definitely more hiccups than Ezra Elliott. And again, I'm not gonna act like an expert. Just from that alone, the level of competition, looks like he has been on a pretty good streak in the last couple years. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. So we're not going to spend too much time there. Let's just keep moving. I do know Deanna Barbosa, of course. She's taking on Anna Melissa Melisano, who is, I believe this is her debut. She's the one who didn't have a profile pic. But just from this pic alone, looks like she's training with Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's a good fighter. Everyone knows that. That alone, I'm going to assume, hey, she's here associated with them. I don't know if Kevin was promoting this event. Come down to the record. Looks pretty decent. She's getting rear naked chokes. It's never mind. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pick Deanna Barbosa to win that fight. Don't be surprised if Anna does it. Yeah, we'll see what happens to WMMA. Moving on, finally, some names. So Alvin Hines. Now, this picture is pretty funny because if you look into this guy in his UFC debut, he looked nothing like this. So I just assume at this point, every former heavyweight is using steroids and they just come in and kind of get off. And if you look at his updated physique, it's not going to look anything like this. But he used to be a monster. He has a pretty good record. I think his last fight was some boring one against Mario Pinto. No, that's not next guy on the card. But this is Jonte Diaz, who is a decent prospect. Wow, that was June 28th. I remember that happened. But yeah, that fight was not very exciting. If you look at that before that, the dude's getting high kicks, ground pound. Like his record's pretty solid. That was his first loss. But on the flip side, come up to RJ Harris, and this dude looks like a undefeated monster. Now, again, we are relying on Tapology just because we do not, we haven't been watching RJ Harris and Alvin Hines for 50 years. We're not going to act like we are. I'm not going to act like, I know every fighter in the world. So just from looking at this, you can see the dude is 6'6", a 27 heavyweight. This is a true heavyweight right here. Long reach. Basically everything you want in a heavyweight. Dude's nickname is the Hammer. You know what that means. So come down to his record. Finishing fights from basically any position. He's knocking people out. He's getting the subs, kind of everything you want to see. Got head kicked in 20 seconds in the second round. I guess we're just going to ignore that. I'll have to look that up. I don't think that is that big of a deal, especially at heavyweight, depending on who that Ben guy is. But just from this alone, I mean, his record, they both are pretty good prospects. I know Alvin, just looking at the physique, he might win. But I'm going to take the hammer to do 6'6". That's really all I need to see. Moving on to Alden Correa and Stuart Nickel. Now, Stuart Nickel is decent. I know he's not, he's a pretty decent fighter. The dude's not a bum. He knows how to fight somewhat, shredded. 5'5", so not big. I don't think he's gonna be able to get past Correa. Look at his record though. It's it's not much to go off. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. I didn't even see that, but before that, couple fights, not many though, for a professional fighter. But everything, I mean, it looks like he finished every fight, but this was a long time ago. This is from 2018 to 2023. Since 2024, it hasn't been that impressive. Alden Corey, on the other hand, he's been stumping out people. So, I mean, if you watch the sport, you know who Alden Corey is. 5'8", like dude's pretty good out in Texas. I've actually seen this guy's last 2 fights. So, and I don't know how. I mean, I just happened to be at the cards that Alden Correa was going to be at. But from what I've seen, the dude's a good striker. I think he trains with Josh Van in the Houston area. Fighting good opponents too. Like Garelli, he might look like he's not that type of guy, but Garelli's a good fighter. He's ranked 44, only one above Stewart, who probably Stewart was ranked above him at one point. Costa's a great win. I think he just won his fight recently. He just fought not too long ago. Costa is a very good win, especially to knock out. This dude puts it on people. Now, if you go back, again, this is like Tadpole era, losing some decisions. I mean, I think he's a way different fighter. Like, the dude's fighting at a different level now. This is the UFC. From what I've seen in the UFC, 100% got to take Correa to win that fight. Now, these next two, so we got Felipe and Levi. These are interesting. So, Felipe, I saw his last fight. This was the one against Mario Pinto. That fight was just super boring. But before that, I mean, it looks like he was just knocking everyone out, submitting people, finishing people. Lost the decision to Pinto. Oh, he got choked out 2025. Before that, undefeated. So, again, not much to go off. But if you come over to Levi, I did my homework on this dude right here. I mean, just look at the picture. Do I really have to say much? Come on. Just look at the pic. They both Brazilian, but I don't like he just got that dog in him. You can just look at him and see it. But his record is very impressive. So again, I haven't seen him fight. I'm not going to spend hours watching this guy's film. If he becomes a prospect, he wins this fight, I'm pretty sure he's going to gain a lot of momentum. We'll start looking into him, finding out who he is. But pretty good record. No contests, knocking people out. Fluke injury, shoulder injury, you can do. Punches, like, dude has a lot of KOs. You come down to like 5 years ago, he's knocking everybody out. Round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 knockouts in a row, 6 almost in round 1 in round 3. But I think that's just overall more impressive than Felipe Franco going to a decision with Pinto, which Pinto is a good fighter, so I don't want to take away from him. But I've just looking at it on paper, it's clear to me that Levi's probably going to win this fight. So, again, not going to spend too much. This is just a heavyweight fight. I'm going to be at these fights. I really hope it is as entertaining as it should be. It looks like it's just kind of some good old scraps. But I hope we don't get just heavyweights just walking around, throwing leg kicks at range, scared to engage. That would be pretty annoying. But now we're getting to the good fights. Not saying, I mean, these could all be entertaining, but, I should say the notable fights. Jean Paul, Lee, I'm not pronouncing that, in, Siok. Seeing this guy fight before, he's definitely pretty solid. Looks like he's on a 6-win streak, 5'10". That's great size for the division. Coming down to his record, either he knocks you out or he wins a decision. He's been in the UFC for a while now, so I saw his last fight with Phil Rowe as well. That was pretty entertaining. Not the best fight ever, but two people just fighting it out. Oban Elliott is an amazing win. Like these are all pretty great wins. So again, he is on the radar as a prospect, and looks like over there in Asia he was getting pretty active. A lot of finishes, not too many decisions. He just started having those 3 decisions recently in UFC. Looks like he didn't get signed immediately. Came in, still getting decisions. So I would like to see him get a finish on his card. I have watched this tape. He's pretty good. Moving on to Gene Paul. He's more, I would say, he's he's way more well versed in MMA. I should say they're both on winning streaks. But if you come down to Gene Paul's record, look, he's doing a little bit of everything. Not going to many decisions. A lot of subs. Looks like he can win the fight anywhere. If you turn on the tape, he's got solid striking. It's not, he's not a world beater on the feet, but decent record. More opponents, more to take from away here. The losses aren't really that bad. They're old. He got stopped before this, so he really hasn't been stopped for real since 2019. So just because of that, I mean, I'm going to have to go with Gene Paul to win this fight. I mean, he's bigger. He's proven more. He's not going to decisions. While Siok has fought the best, the better opponents, I think Gene Paul is that next guy. I think he's around that. I think they're on the same level. So it's a 50-50 fight in my opinion, just from what I've seen out of both of them. I mean, they're both decent fighters. They're not world beaters yet. They probably can become some. But for right now, I'm just going to go Gene Paul. And let's get on to the big fights. So Delgado, Bashi, Delgado, I've seen his this guy's one of my top prospects right now. If you look on the feet, in that division, a lot of people are not doing what Jose Delgado is doing. He's big, he's lanky, he's got good striking, he can get up. People can't really hold him down. Lost one fight against Nathaniel Wood, who's not even that bad. Not bad at all. He's a great fighter. So because of that, I mean, I'm definitely I don't even gotta discuss this. You look at the Bashi record, I just think they're on two different levels at the moment. Doesn't mean Bashi's a bad fighter, right? If you look into him, you see what he's done. He's pretty good. Pretty good, but I'm not really amazed anywhere. He lost to Christian Rodriguez, who he beats prospects. He's a pretty good fighter. But I'm just not seeing it. It looks like hasn't been really active in the last 2 years. In the last 2 years, he's only had, what is this? A lot of cancellations. I don't know what's going on there. 1, 2, 3, 4 fights in the last 2 years as a prospect. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. And he's finishing them. You can give him that, but I mean, look at the record. This dude's 15-23, 9-6. Like, that's not UFC opposition. Got to the UFC, got him a little finish against John Yanis, undefeated. That was a great win. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Delgado. I mean, I think that's a pretty clear choice. Now on to them real fights right here. So we got McMillan versus Montez. I heard McMillan talking crazy online. McMillan has I don't know if it's the Sean O'Malley influenced Tim Welch, but I mean, hey, the dude's confident. I don't see it. I just don't. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater. Hey, I love confidence coming out of people. But I mean, if you look at his last fight, it was just like a bar fight. Like the dude it's like he's just there to fight. Like he says, he's just there to fight. Um, decent amount of submissions on his record. I was not expecting that. I mean, the guy actually has good wins. Like he at this point, looks he's beating undefeated fighters. Now, now we know Tim Welch is probably just feeding him like anybody with the record to kind of hype it up. But yeah, I mean McMillan, he's all right. But if you look at the striking of Alberto Montez, I think they're on two different levels. Unfortunately, Montez is a demon. Montez can do a little bit of everything. Amazing boxing, amazing wrestling. Like this dude, I don't know how he only has one knockout. Like this dude, yeah, but he does everything. He's deciding to choke these dudes out, but trust me, he can knock them out too. I think it's just the threat of it and being so good at, jujitsu and all that stuff. Um, out now, don't be surprised if Tommy does some crazy stuff, but I think the safe pick here is Montez. I don't think he's getting past him. I think it's going to be a fun fight. It's probably going to be one of the most entertaining fights on the card just because of Macmillan. He fights like a dude drunk at a bar fight, so it'll be entertaining. But I don't see him getting past Montez. Montez is no joke. He can he's a real contender coming up. So Richie Baby Shark versus Klein. Klein is actually a decent women's fighter. I don't know how she's ranked 17. I don't really see that. Um, that needs to be investigated. But if you look into it, like what she's been, no, it speaks for itself. Like I don't know how in women's MMA, if you lose to Jasmine Judavicius, that's it. It's not that many fighters. She should be way higher. And I think she's going to get it this fight. I don't really have too much faith in the striking of Tabitha Ricci. If you look at Fatima, she has 4 knockouts in women MMA, 4 decisions. Like she's pretty well versed. Mainly she got some solid hands. That's her main thing. And the opposite with Ricci does not have solid hands, right? Mainly relying on grappling, decisions, kind of pressure. I don't like this fight style whatsoever. Seems like a cool person though, and none personal. It's just I'm just not seeing it. I really don't. I just don't. You look into the record, can't really finish fights. It's just not what you want to see. So I'm going to take Fatima Klein to get that one done in a decision. I think she's just going to probably box her up. She might even finish her just because I don't see Tabitha really getting to work on the ground on Fatima. And also, if you look into Fatima, if Tabitha tries to stand up with her, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well whatsoever. So they're just on 2 different levels on the feet. I don't think the grappling is as advantageous as Tabitha thinks. So yeah, let's move on to the actual top fights. Now we got Mitch versus Chase. Mitch, I seen this. I didn't really know who he was. I had to watch some film on him, but he looks pretty beefy. Like he's in lightweight, but this dude is pretty big. Pretty big. I seen him kind of just running through people. Like this dude does a little bit of everything. Only went to 1 decision. But that was the old version of Mitch. Now he has been fighting actually good opponents, so we don't really know what we're going to see here. But hey, Mike Davis, people will troll Mike Davis. Mike Davis is not that bad. Moises, not that bad. Got him with the leg kicks. Protez, not that bad. Protez is a future champion in my opinion. So that aged well. That was on a contender series. Hasn't really been too active. I mean, he fought once in 2024, lost that one, and then came back and got knocked out. But on the flip side, Chase Hooper is supposed to be this talented guy we all think is gonna, be the next dude coming up. He's been doing it for a while. He's getting a bit older. Dude's 26. He was a prospect. I can't believe he's turning 27 soon. But yeah, I think Chase, just when you think he's about to explode onto the scene, kind of make that name for himself, it just doesn't work out like that, unfortunately. But we know Chase, he has great submissions. This dude is amazing on the ground. He has jiu-jitsu on lock. Hands are not that bad. I don't know. I think it's the striking defense that keeps getting them messed up. I don't know. But Chase, I mean, this dude just keeps getting tough fights. He can't get a layup. Like dude fought Aljamain Sterling. Uh, he's grappling Aljamain Sterling for fun. Like that's the type of level that he's on right now, right? He didn't fight Aljamain in UFC. I seen that, I was like, what? This dude did not fight Aljamain Sterling. But yeah, Steve Garcia, Renato Moicano, Steven Peter. I don't know who that is. But those are all recently. Chase has actually been doing well. He lost to Hernandez. I seen that fight in person. Um, I think he just got caught. I think that was it. Same with Gibson. I mean, dude in Canada, black guy in Canada. He just threw like a random knee, and I don't know. The chin just isn't the best. But skill for skill, Chase Hooper is an amazing fighter. He just needs to put it all together. But I'm gonna take Chase to win this fight just because our guy Mitch, he just like he is huge. He did have some couple good fights. He's 0-2 in the UFC, but he's not that bad. But Chase is just going to be better. So Christian Leroy Duncan versus Jared Cannonier. I think CLD is one of the best prospects in the middleweight division. This dude's striking is crazy. This dude moves around like Flash. Nobody could touch him. Like footwork is crazy. good power. Nobody talks about him because he's just a dude from London who doesn't really talk much, but he's coming up. Be on the watch for COD. I mean, he's not coming up; he's here. I think this Cannonier fight is going to be a good showcase. I don't got to say too much. I mean, we know what COD does. If you really watch the UFC, you know they can't like these guys aren't on his level. If he fights Armin Petrosian again, he's going to knock him out. That was a different version of him. Gregory Rodriguez lost a decision. Who really cares about that? The Marco Tulio fight was crazy. Just spinning back fists at him. Like the dude's been getting what, two back to back. Eric Anders, I mean, that doesn't really matter too much, unfortunately. Pulyayev, that is a solid win, even though people don't really give him credit. Delize is a great win, of course, even though he has really nothing to offer on the feet. Jared Cannonier, you know, our unk, Jared Cannonier, he's been around for a long time. Unfortunately, I just think it's time for Jared to hang it up, man. I really hate to say it. I hate to say it. This dude is, I mean, he, don't get me wrong, Jared is a great fighter. Like, Jared is actually a great fighter, but I don't know. It's just time. It's like Father Time is fighting against Jared. If you watch his fights, he doesn't even fight bad. Like he's a great fighter. It's like he just get hit once and he throws off balance and then he comes back a little bit and he just never really gets back into the fight. And it's either he knocks you out or you just find a finish on him, unfortunately. And it didn't used to be like that. Like Jared used to be tough as nails. I mean, he's still tough. I don't think he wants to go down like that. But I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, the dude's fighting straight comp. Like, come on, look at this. I don't gotta say, look at this. Straight comp. Straight comp since 20. Come on. Oh my God. His track record is crazy. For the last decade, Jared Cannonier has been fighting comp. He's been at the top of the division. He's been able to upset some people in between, like Rodriguez, Vittori, Strickland. Even though I thought Strickland won that fight. He beat the brakes off of Marvin Vittori. Beat the brakes off of him. This Jared, early 2020 Jared, true unk Jared right there, he was a problem. But now it's just not the same. It's just really not the same. It was really bad what Barajo did to him. MVP, I mean, come on. MVP is one of like the best strikers in the UFC. So you can't really fault him for that. I mean, he wasn't going to win that fight, but I think that's obvious. We're going to go with COD with that one. I think he's going to get him out of there. I'm sorry, Jared. I actually messed with Jared Cannonier, but I don't think he's going to pass that test. If he does, though, I'd be happy to see it. I really will be happy to see it. Now, our main event of the evening, we got Dricus versus Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman trying to get back for Izzy. I'm definitely going to go with Kamaru Usman. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I just think Drake. I don't know. I just think Drake is getting way too much credit. I think he's getting way too much credit for. He beat Sean Strickland. Those are amazing wins. But before that, I mean, we all thought Drakus was just some dude, kind of just fluking his way to the top, and then he got his nose fixed, and then you see, oh, okay, he's actually like that. But on the flip side, this is Kamaru Usman we talking about. Like this is a bad man. This is a Nigerian nightmare right here. Like this dude has four loss. This dude has fought nothing but championship level fighters for the last what is it, 2026, the last decade probably. And he's passed most of the tests. I mean, who has he lost to? Leon Edwards head kick, fluke. I mess with Leon Edwards. I know that's unpopular, but Leon Edwards head kick, can't do anything about that. Dominated him the whole fight. Lost with a head kick, take that one away. 21-3. His whole legacy's different. Came back, lost again. Got pieced up. The knees kind of got exposed. Wasn't the same. It looked like Kamaru Usman with that loss to the initial loss to Leon got kind of knocked out of his prime. It was like, whoa, what happened? Like you just dominated him. Now that's just not the same anymore. Now Leon's dominating you. But if you look at that point in his career, right, he was on a little loss streak, and then he took on a short notice fight. This is why I'm picking Kamaru Usman to win. Took on a short notice fight against Khamzat Chimaev, right? Khamzat, whatever you want to call him. Chimaev, the hugger, the same exact dude that held Dricus down for 25 minutes in the most boring fight in UFC history. The worst fight in UFC history where punches weren't even being thrown. Dricus just got laid on for 25 minutes. Sean came out, smoked. I don't know how MMA math works. I don't know how Sean can dispatch of Khamzat, but Dricus is beating up Sean Strickland. I don't really get it. I think it was just the kind of weirdness of Dricus' style that made that happen. Sean doesn't really know how to react to everything going on. And I believe he had an injury as well. And he also barely lost. I think if they fight today, Sean Strickland's going to get that get back and finally win that fight. I think he's just on another level right now. Sean Strickland's been good, but right now he's on another level. Like the dude's a champion. Like he's a champion in his division. I don't know who beat Sean Strickland in this division. Um, Kamaru Usman, on the other hand, like I said, the Nigerian Nightmare. If you look at the Hamza fight, he did pretty good. I mean, he barely lost. A lot of people say if that went 5 rounds, Usman's going to get that win. A lot of people even say Usman arguably won the fight. So just with that alone, that specific fight and just the Joaquin Buckley performance as well. Now, Joaquin Buckley's different. He's bigger than him. He's shorter, everything like that. Well, Joaquin Buckley is a good fighter, right? People don't do that to Joaquin Buckley. Everyone thought at UFC Atlanta, Kamaru Usman was just going to come out, get knocked out by Joaquin Buckley. Like, no, that's not what's going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not what happened. It was never going to happen. Kamaru Usman is a championship level fighter. Joaquin Buckley was never going to win that fight, especially not training wrestling. The dude is flexing, not training wrestling. He's calling Kamaru Usman this, that, saying he's just going to walk through him. That's not actually what happens when you get in there with Usman. Like, real ones know who get in there with Usman is going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I ain't going to say the rest of that sentence. But, yeah, I'm going to pick Usman to win this fight just based off kind of, again, this is just going to depend on what version we get of Usman. I don't know what 2026 Usman's going to look like. This dude could be the same. And if he is the same, he's going to win that fight. But if not, if he shows up washed, I mean, I seen him. He looks in shape. I don't think this picture is updated right here, but if you look on the UFC page right now, they have updated pictures of Usman. I mean, he's always in shape. It's just how are the legs going to hold up? We know Drake is going to throw some leg kicks and do a lot of unorthodox stuff, kind of get all up in his grill. But I think Kamaru's going to be able to handle most of that, but the leg kicks are going to be what matters. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Kamaru Usman. I don't really know how he's going to get it done. I don't think he's going to finish Drakus. I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be a competitive back and forth. I'm going to take him 48-47. Yeah, 48-47. Get right in the mix, and potentially this could be huge because he beat Sean Strickland. It was it was when Sean Strickland was in a completely different phase of his career, but at the same time he did win that fight. He knocked him out. No one does that to Strickland besides Pereira. You don't knock Sean Strickland out. So they are big stars in the sport. There's the whole Nigerian stuff, him getting to get back in the middleweight division, the unk side of his career. I think it's meant to be. I don't think it's Dricus' time. I think in the future, maybe after this loss, he's gonna beat up some contender and kind of come on a resurgence, come get the belt. I don't see Sean Strickland holding it for super long just because the styles, it just doesn't, like, someone's eventually gonna have the style to beat Sean, unfortunately, even though he is kind of the best fighter. It's just everyone has a matchup to the style. But if Dricus gets it, it's like he's just gonna get wrestled again. The middleweight division is in shambles right now. But I'm gonna take Usman. I think he's going to get it done. Drakus, if you look at him, it's awkward. It's too much going on. I think Usman, the veteran, he's seen all of this before. He's probably training this. He's like, they're the same size, even though it looks like Drakus is way bigger. Kamaru Usman is a tank. The dude's known for his physique, his strength, his power. It don't look like it. The legs don't got that much weight in them, but this dude's a monster. I think he's going to show everybody. I think he's going to get it done. I'm going to take Kamaru Usman 48-47. But that's it for this fight card. Again, I will be at this fight. I'll be doing some post-fight footage, just kind of showing the event, how it went. I'm hoping Usman gets it done. If Dricus wins, I don't hate Dricus or anything. I think he's pretty good, but I don't know. I'm just feeling the Usman win right now. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you did like the video, make sure to subscribe, like, share, whatever do what you do, man.